The Leo and Danny Show.
We're back from Dino showing Lily his asshole. A story in the news that caught my eye, Leo. Dixie Fire, please pull it up for the audience to see, Austin, in Northern California has become the second, I have the wrong story up. It's become the second largest fire in California history. That's the deal. I think I sent you the wrong article. This is just one talking about injured firefighters. I am over the moon with joy. This fire is up in the deep Northern California wilderness, destroying small towns. There's a town called Greenville, California. Please show the picture of Greenville, California, Austin. Look at that town. I want everybody in this room to look at that town and tell me what word pops into their mind.
Incest.
Next.
Racism.
Next.
McDonald's.
Diabetes.
Diabetes? People in this town, they hike and hunt and they try to catch fish and stuff. They're not diabetics. Pedophile is the word I wanted to get out.
That's what I was going to say.
Pedophile. And I have a personal vendetta against little towns like this. And Leo knows why. Yes. Leo, do you remember the trip back from Lake Tahoe in 2019 when we stopped at a certain pizza parlor?
How could I forget the place where history could have been changed if something went different? If it went bad that day, there'd be no Danny Mullen.
When I was in 5th grade and I stopped at this pizza parlor, a Mountain Mike's in the rural mountain town of Placerville, California. Very similar to Greenville, California.
Some would argue that it could be the same town.
Interchangeable. If you looked at photos of the main street, it looks just like this. I went in there with my father in 5th grade, Lily. It's about to get exciting. The guy tries to molest me, so tune in. He might have even had herpes. I walk into this Mountain Mike's Pizza. My dad orders from this guy. My dad has a conversation with the man behind the desk. He gets an extra large pizza, pineapple and cheese, still my favorite to this day. My dad inquires about the O'Doul's beer, and I remember this guy gave the answer. Yeah, it's got alcohol in it, but just 0.5%. I remember that's the one sentence I heard uttered by this pedophile. How did I know he's a pedophile? Because I went outside without my dad, just kind of hung around on the patio. Him and I had been riding dirt bikes or hunting out in the mountains or something, some outdoor activity. The guy who sold my dad the pizza and the O'Doul's was off his shift now, was behind the wheel of a van parked right in front of the Mountain Mike's Pizza. And this is what he did when he saw me unattended.
No.
He tried to get me shotgun in the windowless white van.
Whoa.
Windowless, huh?
Windowless white, out of a pedophile cartoon cliche, Leo.
Yeah, but that what also is kind of like this upsets me also is that he might have been planning to kill you, because if he worked at the location and wanted you to come into his van, what would make him think that you wouldn't say anything after he, I don't know, jerked off in front of you, made you blow him, stuck a finger in your ass, fucked you in the ass, whatever he did to you in that van.
You think this was the last hurrah, Leo?
Oh,
you
yeah.
think that van was loaded up with cash, crystal meth, and firearms?
Yes.
He was going to get me, go to Vegas, do whatever he wanted to do for 3 or 4 days, and then just end it all in a cheap motel.
It would have been the most horrific 3-4 days of your life. It would have been disgusting.
Do you think he would have let me go peacefully, or you think he would have pulled the trigger on me and then on himself?
Well, see, it's not like he wants to kill you, but you could recognize his face and snitch on him. So it's more like he has to kill you.
He has to kill you.
He was going to die anyway, and he might have been afraid I was going to dishonor whatever aunt or uncle he has still alive.
But see, my thing is, the worst part of it is that's such a terrible way to open. Like, how are you going to open? Like, what kind of open
Well,
is...
to be fair, he probably knew at least 16 positions.
Right.
Okay.
And he was... the thing is that...
That guy probably would have fucked me better than you could have fucked me, King Croc.
There was also, I believe it was confirmed that he was working with John Anthony as well. It's surprising.
Yeah, John...
All right.
He was the pickup coach of the pedophiles.
He was known to be he's a good pickup coach for the pedophiles as well.
John Anthony was 11 when he was coaching this guy, I suppose. To move along, I know that these towns like Greenville, like Butte, like Feather River, up in Northern California, that are currently engulfed in flames, I know They house thousands of men just like Mountain Mike's Pizza molester. By the way, Leo and I stopped in there once 2 years ago and tried to confront the guy. Of course, he's long gone. Hopefully, he hung himself in his basement. But we went in there, and there was just a female manager who was actually very cool. And she said, essentially, that everybody who works here and who has ever worked here is a big piece of shit. And that the manager specifically won't hire local people because they tend to be pedophiles. Think about it. Jesus. If you've got a rap sheet, if you're on Megan's Law, do you want to live in Chicago or in Seattle? You want to go up somewhere where you're going to make as little eye contact with neighbors as possible. And where, if you get a wild hair up your ass, you can abduct a child, and nobody will be able to hear that child's screams.
That's so fucked up.
I'm just thinking of all the things he could have done to you, but also like maybe it was just like he was taking you deep into the woods, maybe like a hole somewhere. He could have kept you trapped somewhere in a cage. Could have had a cage.
This is starting to take on a Deliverance vibe.
Oh, it's so fucked up.
I would not want that. This dog, by the way, is active on my couch. Lily, by the way, I think Lily has sensed that her sexual excitement for the afternoon has come and gone. She still is going to walk Dino and Austin, though, so we have that to look forward to.
It's a good thing you didn't get in the van because you know whatever they're going to do to you away from that location is worse. Like once you get in the car and go where
Advice from Lily. It's good. I did not get in the van. Thank you, Lily.
You always fight.
The jury has been out on that so far. I mean, I've had teachers and guidance counselors who said, Danny, you really should have hopped in.
Leo, when you're in your car in the parking lot, is that how you do the same? Yeah, is that the move? Yeah.
When Leo's feeling really reckless, when he's been drinking alone in his apartment for hours, he'll go out trying to recruit wordlessly women like that.
Oh, man.
That is good advice, though, because if you're in the car or whatever and you realize, oh, shit, this guy's got a knife or a gun pointed at me, you should just run. You shouldn't just stay in the car, because then they're going to kill you
Austin,
anyways.
why would you get in the van? There's no reason to get in the fucking van.
No, I mean, there are situations where hitchhikers will be pulled up, and then the sketchy guy will be like, don't move or I'll kill you, blah, blah, blah. Well, you might as well try to run away, because after they're raped you, they're going to kill you anyways. So now's your opportunity while you're still in public to try to get away.
Absolutely. Don't get in a confined space with a killer and rapist. I think we can all agree on that. What I'm saying, though, is I'm glad that these towns are burning. This is God taking out the trash. This is God getting rid of more white windowless vans and the people who drive them. So be it.
They might move here, though.
They might move to Los Angeles. Yeah. I think they would rather perish. And I don't even think they really have much say in it. I've heard stories from up there of lines of traffic trying to get out of places like Paradise, where the lines of traffic are so stalled and they get so engulfed in flames that rescue workers will come by in the next few days and they'll just be skeletons gripping the steering wheel with a panicked look on their face.
It's a scary thing to die in a fire. Huh?
Yeah, the pedophiles will be sitting there, or they'll be asleep, and all of a sudden they wake up and they're burning to death. And then they die, and then they're in hell. I'm still burning to death. Shit.
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
And at least one of those skeletons the rescue workers find is going to have this pose. I need to go find that guy for my piece.
I was sexually harassed by a pedophile at work. I worked at this nonprofit church, and he was on the board.
How old are you?
He was 22. So 5 years ago.
How do you know he was a pedophile?
Yeah.
So he started coming into the office every day. He was a board member on the board of the nonprofit, right? So he was a distinguished member of the society. But he started sexually harassing me, and then I told my boss, and it turns out that he was an actual child predator from a different town. He was the coach of a girls' soccer team or something. He had been asking the girls for like nudes and stuff. That's what he was.
How old were the girls on the soccer team?
In high school.
Oh, it's just payment for being a soccer coach. I don't really...
They don't get paid much. I don't know if you know this, Lily. Average salary, $16,000 a year, and they have to teach a class on top of coaching.
Yeah, and but what did they expect? That he was going to coach for free? I mean, the nudes are merely a payment.
Yeah. And have you seen the rumps on some of those strikers?
Jesus.
Okay.
Best body in sports, in my opinion.
I do like the soccer player body.
So when a pedophile sexually harasses you, it's okay, but not me? Or young girls.
Well, you weren't a child at the time. I was less than 14. I think I was 12, so I was a bit more vulnerable.
Soccer players were children.
Well, they were over 14, which is a different category. And also, the guy's underpaid. The Mountain Mike's dude was getting 15 plus benefits. They pay really well.
Hey, we're also joking, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So, in summation, I'm glad Northern California is burning. People, think twice before you buy a home in California. All I can say, mudslides, fires, earthquakes, riots, crime, fallen trees and power lines, and occasionally a tsunami that comes from Hawaii.
Right.
You don't want to be anchored to a piece of property that you know the real estate company, the insurance company is not going to pay for when things go wrong.
And you got King Croc lurking around the neighborhoods too.
Oh, stop. He's
King Croc is a gentleman. He wouldn't even show an asshole.
no. Also, you also have to worry about earthquakes. And I mean, I even had a friend who just flew into LAX, and he said within he was in the Uber, and they stopped at a corner, and there was a guy jerking off, a bum jerking off in front of him. So within 10 minutes, he saw a bum jerking off in Los Angeles.
That makes me just want to buy a house in that neighborhood. To me, that's entertainment. I'm talking about things that'll destroy your house, and then you'll be like, oh, there goes my life savings. These fires, for instance. You think any of these motherfuckers have the ability to start anew?
I mean, do they have if they have fire insurance? I mean, usually those companies will they'll go under when something like that happens. But if they had fire insurance,
I doubt they do. These people, think of the kind of guy who lives in Greenville, California. I was gonna say retired janitor, but that guy probably had a 401k and he had a job for 30 straight years. The average person who works there probably sold ice cream for 2 months and then worked at a Dairy Queen. I guess that's still selling ice cream, but then just gave up and started collecting Social Security.
Well, they have like a Walmart in Greenville. Like, are there big?
Does it look like it, Leo?
I really doubt it. I mean, if they have just one, if the town is big enough to, to suffice one Walmart, they'll have one.
There's probably a Dollar General, and that's
that's the big job. Like
that's
the
manager
of the Dollar General is just getting blowjobs in parking lots. That guy's a man.
You should go fill the role. No doubt he perished, but they're going to rebuild. They're going to need a new manager, and there's going to be a lot of toothless old bitches to get your dick sucked by.
I'm feeling really loose, dude. Holy shit.